Hi, this is Dee Sanchez from Scrappy Gamer DDS. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I've just been crafting away the past few days and thought I would do a share. It's my second video, and I promise to stop counting. But I'm showing you right now is just some of the products that I used. The Petite Petals Punch, the Flower Shop Punch. I've used several stamps, hostess sets as you can see, a Best of Butterflies, which is a 25-year anniversary. Also these, which was a Celebration, which happens to be a wood mount stamp, that's the wider one, and then a number of other stamps that I own. What I've done is I've used the different sentiments and or images, and I've created some backgrounds and put together some cards, exactly 8 sets, which I'm going to pan really quickly. And these are the 8 sets that I'm going to show a little more detail in just a few minutes. Okay, before I get into my first set, this is a disclaimer. I have been scrapbooking since 2009, so I have a huge stash, and so most of the papers here are basic, generic, cardstock, Michaels, AC Moore. The Stampin' Up are all of the inks, the backgrounds, and the imagery that you're going to see here. So I basically did 4 cards using each color palette. Here you see the Simply Sketched Sentiment. Thanks so much. It's a little blurry, sorry. And the Petite Petals Punch. And then the background is from Morning Meadow. And I used rose red ink. So I stamped the background, created that. And then I also inked the flowers and added some basic bling from, Michaels. I decided to try to make different cards in the same palette. So you see the same kind of layout, a little different placement. This stamp is the Sweetly Framed, Thinking of You. And this one, I went portrait style, is the Thank You from the Postage Collection. And also from the Postage Collection, I just grabbed the One of a Kind. All of my inks are stays on as well for the sentiments. I did everything black, but I will tell you the colors for each collection. So this was my first. Okay, my second is this color palette collection, and I use, like I said, basic white cardstock and some craft cardstock. So the inks that were used were the crumb cake to basically use as my background. And I know you can see the different layers of darkness. I tried to stamp twice, so it was like a stamp off kind of situation, and then I just kept going and covered as much of the paper. I love the different layers of the petals and how the darkness came to be. The 3 flowers connected in the center are done in chocolate chip, crumb cake, and soft suede. And so basically what I did was add a little Michael's bling in the center, but I layered them, did a little curve on them. They are from the Morning Meadow flower that's in that collection of stamps, but it fits perfectly with this punch from the flower shop. So that's how I achieved that triple layer. The You Make Me Happy, which again I said is all my sentiments are black. It's from and Stays On. It's from the Happy Watercolor collection of stamps. The second one was portrait style, and I did the triple flowers again, the 3 different colors, but the sentiment here was from the Simply Sketched Sentiment. This is a portrait style similar to the first one. The first one was landscape, and the Hello Sweet Friend is from the 6-sided sampler, which is a really cute little hexagon shaped stamp set that comes with a bundle punch if you want that option. And then my final one was this one that says Thanks So Much. And this Thanks So Much again is from the Simply Sketched. So I'm trying to not always make the same card like 4 times. I want to keep the color family, but change it up a little bit. So on to my third set. Okay, so this is the third set, and This is basically, like I said, white cardstock, some orange cardstock, and I use the flower shop stamp. I like this little hand-drawn kind of curly cuey flower, and it was stamped in Cajun Craze. So that was my background. And this one is inspired by my husband because he just had his graduation and said thank you, thank you, thank you several times in his speech. So wasn't sure where to place the thank you, so I figured I'd sprinkle them around. The pearls are basically from, again, Michael's. They have some pearls there. The next one is the same background. Instead of using pearls, I decided to use some rhinestones, and I found a nice little spot there to say hello friend, which again is from the six-sided sampler stamps. Then I turned them portrait and use the thanks so much, noticing now that the much is a little light, but it's from the Simply Sketched. And then in Michael's they had these little pearls that were kind of, I don't know, opalescent almost, really nice. So I put those in the center. And then the final one was a happy birthday wishes, which is also the sentiment from Simply Sketched. And they have, again, you can see little black pearls, which were very pretty, so I thought I would throw that on there. And so that's my third set. Okay, so my fourth set, again, like I said, basic papers. Move this back. I don't know why I'm losing range here. And I have a slight little border of this creamy color, but I use craft. And the background was made using the Peaceful Petal stamp, and I used soft suede. And I did again, I like the idea of having the dark and the light on the same background, so it was like stamp, 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 and so forth. So I created a whole sheet of that, and then I had seen a lot of cards with this tear-off effect, so I decided to add that effect to this card. And of course we all love some bling. So the thank you comes from the Happy Watercolor. And so, I said I can't just leave them like that. So here's my second card where I have the tear off going on the edge here. And I just placed the happy birthday wishes from the Simply Sketched on the corner. And again, added, some random bling. And then for my third one of this set, I did top and bottom tear off craft paper. And again, the bling, but this is from the Happy Watercolor, the sentiment. And my final one here is from the See You Later set. And so, again, I added the bling to it, tried to dress it up. And so this is the set in its completion. I noticed that I didn't do any of them landscape, which was very odd. So off to my next set. Okay, so here is set 5. Set 5 was done with the Best of Butterflies. I used that one butterfly for the whole background, and it was done in Perfect Plum. And again, like you can see the dark and the light. I like that effect. Got some basic purple cardstock, and the first sentiment here, Happiest Birthday, was from the Apothecary Art. Now the butterfly happens to be fussy cut and a little popped up. I don't know if you can tell that. And when I stamped that one, I did it in the Elegant Elegant Eggplant. So that was done for this card. Then I was trying to change it up a little bit, and I decided to place the banner off to the side and add this bling. These are like little blings that are iridescent. But the Happy Birthday wishes is from the Simply Sketched. Then I have Landscape to Portrait, and again fussy cut, and this time I did it in the Perfect Plum. And the You Make Me Happy is from the the Happy Watercolor. I'm looking at my notes, guys. I'm so sorry. Oops, I'm not noticing that I'm not showing you the whole card. So that's that. And I just added the antenna, if you can tell. And here's another little simple one. There was plenty of space to put other sentiments, but I thought it would make it very, very to the point. And so the Hello Sweet Friend is from the six-sided sampler. And, oh my god, I know I messed up on this one, but it's taking me forever to do these, so please excuse. Now on to the next set. So this wound up being my most masculine set, or one of the masculine sets, I guess you can say. Didn't mean it for it to be. I just did the green and the yellow combo as a background, and basically that's the Simply Sketch. There's a nice little vine there with like little berries, and I did crushed curry and garden green, and I stamped around the page. And then when I sat down to break down the border, I got this really intense dark hunter green, and so it turned into this, which is, it's very nice, very simple. I'm using the bird and the happy birthday from the Morning Meadow for this card. The second card, I was playing with some dimension and did a double up and more of the background. Sorry. And it's from the Apothecary Art, the happiest birthday. So I put that in the center. So somehow I made two birthday cards, but that's okay. Then I just wanted to go very simple, and I made this band on the center, and I did the thanks so much from the Simply Sketch. And then I was kind of feeling like I needed to like maybe have, you know, some white, like a chalkboard type effect. So I'm going to look into that because I think that would have been much better than this dark thanks so much. So this may change, as well as this guy. I use this from the See You Later. You can hardly read this. This is "You make me happy when skies are gray." So I don't know. I might have to change the sentiment as well. But this was the fourth, and so on to the next set. So set 7, I guess you can call this kind of masculine, I'm not sure. But the background was very simply put. The peaceful petals has this really nice flower line art, really pretty. And I used the early espresso, and like I said, basic white cardstock. I just stamped all around the page to make the background. And so when I was putting it together, I liked this stair step effect. And so when I made the top white layers, I decided to just offset it because the whole entire background was like flower on top of flower on top of flower, and it wound up being a little bit too much. But you know, sometimes mistakes give you other ideas. I am thinking of working on this because the Thinking of You, which is from the Peaceful Petal stamp set, kind of floats too much there. It's not quite big enough, so I might add a little something to this, right, you know, later on. I like the other set, but we shall see. This one I love. I love the offset of it. And this is what I was talking about, adding that one little panel in the middle, and then I took one of those big flowers. So this is the flower that made the whole background. So all those squiggly lines, sorry, it's blurry. There we go. All the squiggly lines there are really just this flower overlapping, 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 overlapping. And then the thanks too much is from the Simply Sketched. And so this way led to portrait. And again, this is like my favorite style. With the single flower, and I did the flower in the early espresso, just like the background. The "You Make Me Happy" and like all my sentiments. This one's from the Happy Watercolor, are in StazOn. And I thought maybe if I did the flower in StazOn, I could then color it. So that might be a little bit of a thing I might do in the future. And then my final one, again, was a happy accident. I couldn't get the flower smudged up in the corner where my thumb is, and so I skewed everything to the right, and then I felt that there was too much white space, so I wound up putting this strip of brown there. And actually I think it turned out very nice and elegant. I like it. It's not my husband's favorite, but it's okay. And the happy birthday wishes is from the Simply Sketched. And so my final one is this set, and these were done with the Best of Butterflies, which is a 25th anniversary stamp set. Came out during 2013, and basically I was able to get a copy of that. And the colors on this are the Night of Navy, which is the dark butterfly here. This guy here is the Smoky Slate, and this one here is the Island Indigo. And again, stamping off and stamping on, I created this background of all these butterflies just floating around. And as I put this together, I decided to use this gray matte, and then I wanted a simple white band. But it looked too simple, so I popped up this circle. It's a Sizzlet die, framelit die. And then I fussy cut this butterfly. So I stamped an extra indigo, Island Indigo butterfly under there, fussy cut this, and added a little bling. It's okay. I'm not liking the thinking about you, but you know, not every card we make is going to be perfect. This is the next one, which is also portrait, landscape, sorry. And I did the same thing, dimensional, fussy cut, and added the butterflies here. And it's just a simple for you and little hearts. Then I had to go portrait. Here are my portraits. And again, same type of elements on there, different sentiments. The hello, my sweet friend, or hello, sweet friend, is from the six-sided sampler. And then my final one to share just says my friend. And it has a centered fuzzy cut butterfly. And again, my friend is from the six-sided sampler. So this is what I've been doing the past couple days. And I hope that you will have taken the time to listen to the whole video, watched everything, give me a comment what you thought, what was great, what was horrible. I want it all. And I'll be coming to you soon with maybe some process videos and some more shares and some hostess information for Stamping Up. And we'll see where we go from here. Thanks for taking the time with me.